I was going nuts. I thought it wasn't working. I didn't think I could hear anything. It was freaking me out. It's such a perfect start to a video. I mean, set the clock. Set the clock and go. Right, what is this? This is a funny game. This is a funny game. This is not in any way horror. Anyone can watch this, I think, I believe. I have not played it. I don't know very much about it, other than it's like some sort of narrator game and that it's funny. Alright, I'm not going to wait around any longer. I'm just going to jump on in and play. Yeah. Quick look on the settings. I did check this earlier on to make sure everything was going to run smoothly at 100. Yeah, that's fine. Still running. Right, okay, that's grand. Okie doke, let's do this. There's lots of possibilities. That's all I know about this game. Lots and lots of possibilities.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ah, alrighty. Alrighty, so 427 is the number. Got a computer that's blinking and we were out of the office. Can we open doors?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Once again, I will reiterate, this is not a horror game, this is a funny game. Looks like it might be a horror game, but it's not.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Oh, I've got to go in here, is it? Oh, what does it say? Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and something environment to everyone is a unique you most of all. Love it. Moving on. To do, synergize core value expenditure, shift global market period, monetize free to play. Number of slides on this slide. Brilliant.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okie doke. I get you.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I think I'm going to change to controller, to be honest. It's a smoother experience on screen, that's for sure. Oh, what the hell is that? Alright, I'm intrigued by this game. It's the sort of game that I think I know I'm going to finish. Alright, give me power. There we go. Ah, lovely stuff. Right, okie doke. Let's see what happens next.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, that's okay. So far, so good.
Descending
Easy peasy.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yo, what's up, Carlin? How's it going, buddy? You know this game? Why does it have an escape thing here?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I'm loving this already. I'm absolutely loving this.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
How are you doing, Carlin? You playing Forza, are you? I'll probably do a Forza stream later on, but not at the moment.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
God.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
All right,
the
yeah.
lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
The
And
Stanley Powerball.
one of them, eternally monitored in this
It was a game that came out in
where freedom
2013,
meant
and
nothing.
they rejigged it and updated it and upgraded it and added to it and all sorts of things. I've never played it before. I saw someone play a bit of it on on a video, and then I said that sounds like something I would like to play. So this is me playing it, and I literally have no idea, but all I know is it's going to be funny, I think. Well, it is so far, so.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy
472
with
is
his
my number,
boring
actually.
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Where is it? There it is. OU472. That's me. Huh. Right. Okay. Well, this looks easy enough.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. I can do that. Is this it? System power, I suppose, is going to be... Turn this off, right? The easy version. Oh no, don't tell me I died. I don't know what sort of game this is, though.
Blackness,
I have no idea.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
That's exactly what I was saying. Brilliant, brilliant. Love it.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Again.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Lovely. Oh my god, achievement unlocked, beat the game. Achievement unlocked, get your first achievement. Right, so that's the type of game we're talking about here. So I've already beaten the game and I started it about 20 minutes ago. So that's obviously part of the thing. Right.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh my god.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. Love it. Love it.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Doors keep closing behind me, so...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh, great. Already shot. Right.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to
Oh, it's 427, not 472.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Can't move.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Yeah, absolutely, Christine. Oh my god.
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
This is not
Did
a
you
horror
actually
game,
think you had
Christina,
a
by the
loving
way.
wife who'd want to commit their life
Thanks
to
for
you?
coming by and saying
I'm trying
hello.
to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me
will.
show you what's really going on here.
Alrighty, because I have no idea. It's all a bit of a puzzle, isn't it?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm Stanley, by the way. Good morning, employee 427. Press Y on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
You're sort of
Now
reticent. I
he's
didn't
pushing a
want to push the button there.
Now
I didn't.
He's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
Okay,
One might
Christina.
even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Oh, they're saying now, please press. This is like Piano Giraffe sending me Rick-rolling videos.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Yes, let's watch
And
TV.
so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk
Yeah,
to
exactly.
realize that all of his co-workers,
exactly that
his
sort of
boss,
thing.
everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys. We're there.
So
We're there.
he went
Okay.
further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either.
They wanted me to go to left.
Last choice.
I went right.
It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh my God.
It
What's
was
going on?
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he
Nice,
might
Christine.
always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Okay.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be
wow.
anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I mean, what are you supposed to do, for crying out loud? Please press this to be at work in the morning. However, right, we're obviously not going to press it, and that's what they're going to expect as well. All right, we want to beat the game, right? Don't we? Although it's not leaving you many options at the same time, is it? You can move to here, or maybe all the way over to here, and then to the doorway. It's that far, and I think you're pretty much stuck here until I do this.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
Am I supposed to be doing something?
And I tried again.
He's dying.
Stanley pushed a button.
Oh, man.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What is going on? It's so weird. Christina, like, I mean, I beat the game in about 5 minutes. It's not that you beat the game. You obviously didn't beat the game, but it gives you an achievement from Steam saying you've beaten the game, but... Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, this is the third time. Seem to be in some sort of a loop. Not loop per se like the game I was playing yesterday, but similar.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, the first time I went on the left, the second time I went on the right. You would imagine that would happen quite often, but I'm going to go right again, see what happens.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, 11:31.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now... But eager to get back to business,
yes.
Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Right, we're going back on track. We're going to do this right. I mean, okay, so the left door would have been this way, right? Am I right? Yeah, well, yes, it would have been. Alright, Christina, make sure you watch this video afterwards, because I think it's going to be funny.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's brilliant. Things. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Oh, brilliant. Happy feelings. Oh my god, happy feelings. Violet James, you are fired. Lovely. Oh, this is brilliant. Bi-quarterly post-review. We need less reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion of our review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Throw something in the ideas bin. Oh man, this is excellent. Excellent. Everything in this is brilliant. Stock market is somewhere in here. Colored it. Right, okay, we're moving on. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but yourself spelled wrongly, but you're more inclined toward conflict. Right, it's too late. Okay, no problem. What's MW?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Just have a look down. It's all red. This is probably not a good idea. Let's go back up. I can't believe it is doing this to me. I want to get further in the game, and I just think that purposely making the wrong decision is probably the wrong decision. Right. Executive bathroom. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okie doke. Between bathrooms. Love it. Right. Okie doke. Oh, wait. They still want me to go in here. I better go in here again.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
2485.
What could it mean?
2845.
Stanley wondered aloud, to nobody.
2845.
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
What's up, Duke?
That
How you
kind
doing,
of
buddy?
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, brilliant. Won't let me do anything.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Where's the... Oh, I didn't get the things on the paper on the desk. Push up. It's gonna go down. Yep, can't go up. Anyway, Duke, I was gonna come 10 minutes before, but the network wasn't working. Gotcha, buddy. Yes, I'm doing really, really well. Thank you very much. I'm playing this funny game, which is making me very happy. I like the...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Should I try this
Facility.
time? Oh, I don't know. Didn't we go this... We went this way the last time, right? And we literally... Right, we're just going to go this way. We're not going to try and mess it up at the moment. Right, TVs.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I am sure about that. Well, funny to me, at least. And that's good enough for me.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
That's
Each
me,
bore the
47.
number of an employee in the building,
there it
Stanley's
is.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Now, I've done this already, okay? So I've experienced all... If you're just tuning in. It sort of just ends here. But I fear that's not going to be the case this time.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah. Oh, you're going to do it again, aren't you? Oh my god.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Right, well, the controls are in here. Oh, wait, hold on. Are there more of these? Oh, there are. Hold on, I have to push them all, maybe? Maybe. Do I have to push them in sequence? Let's just push them in sequence. Let's just do that from the start, I think. Wait a second. Yeah, we'll do it again. Oh, I thought it was gone. Where was 3? It was over here somewhere, wasn't it? 5. Let's see, 2 over... Oh, there's one up here. I'm not going to be able to get up there, am I?
Oh, wait, maybe I will. See, what's going on? Oh, it's blocked. Right, okay, we're moving on. We'll get there eventually. Oh, that's probably cancelled as well. Alright. Now, it says
And when
turn
at
them off.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his
I can understand what you
obligation,
mean, dude.
to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
We're turning it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do.
Off,
For example,
off.
and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Oh,
All
no.
right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Oh no.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
Oh, stop.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Pretty much, yeah.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Not really,
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Oh, why is it saying one?
You wanted
Oh my
to
God.
control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately
Any key to send power surge?
or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to you. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Brilliant. Start again, I'm sure. The end is never the end. Wonderful, wonderful. Yo, Coles, how's it going, buddy? So you did a thing, what did you do? I'm doing this and I've no idea what it is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, we're not going to detour what in any way, shape or form. We're just going straight and doing everything he says, alright?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He certainly did.
Yet
I
there
don't
was
know.
not a
Try
single
it.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
If not, you can send it to
Stanley
me. What
walked
is it? Where are you
upstairs
posting
to his
links up?
boss's office.
Oh, I don't need to go in there. If not, you can send it me on Twitter and I can post it for you. Is it
Okay,
a
I think we
video
all
or
know the
something?
drill by now. Blah, blah,
Yes, we
blah.
do.
Dark
Yeah, yeah.
secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's
Brilliant.
a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Okay, here we go again. Sorry, I'm just replying to a text. Bear with me. Right. There we go. So, right, we're just continuing on. See what is going on.
Stanley
press-
walked straight ahead through
No,
the
I have
large
to-
door that read Mind Control Facility.
Will I do 2 streams today? 3 streams today. Probably not. Probably not. I might do a Forza stream. I might do another 12-minute stream. Not sure. I'm definitely going to play this for a while, though.
The lights rose on an enormous
if you
room
want, send it
packed
to me
with
on Twitter,
television
dude,
screens.
or
What
Instagram or something
horrible
like that.
secret did this
I'm
place
not going to
hold?
start going into
Stanley thought to
Streamlabs
himself.
or to
Did he
organize
have
that.
the strength
I definitely
to
have links
find
blocked
out?
because of all the young people that hang out on Forza streams and stuff. What do you want to tell us what it is? What's going on? All right, here we go again.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their
Yes,
true
it is.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The
Sorry,
lives of
headphones.
so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom
Oh,
meant
right,
nothing.
right. Yeah, wait a second. Did you not? You had the 3090, or did you not have a 3080 Ti or something like that? You 3090, oh, for God's sake. It's ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome, obviously. But my God. What sort of monitors do you have? I think you told me about this. I think you said you might have said you have 4K.
This mind control facility, it was
What have
too
you been
horrible
playing, by
to
the way?
believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really
just
been
had
under
it through
someone's
3080.
control all this time?
How is it
was
going,
this the only
Danny?
reason he was happy with his boring
This is
job?
a funny game.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yep. I keep doing the same thing over and over again.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't
Sort of.
accept it.
I
His
deviate
own
now and again,
life
but I'm doing
in someone
exactly what he
else's
tells me to
control.
do this time. I'm
Never.
gonna see what happens.
It was unthinkable, wasn't
It's like,
it?
it's similar
was
to
it even
last night's
possible?
game, except it's
Had
funny.
he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Seeing if he says something else. Right, I hit on the last time hitting off. Dude, your headphones. No, I saw a video recently from Austin, or from whatever they're called. Austin thing that or someone bought Walmart, like they're
And a
selling
rising
GPUs or
chill
something.
of
Like
uncertainty. Was it over?
or maybe it's Target or something. I can't remember.
Yes. He had won.
All right,
He
so
had
this is the second time
defeated
I've
the
seen this.
machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none
How's
of this
everybody
mattered
doing? I
to
hope
him,
you're having a good day.
For it was not
I'm having a
knowledge
great
or
day. I'm
even
loving
power
this.
that he
Absolutely
had
loving it.
been seeking, but happiness.
But I don't know
Perhaps
what
his goal
what,
had not been to
what
understand.
the hell the end game
but
is. It's
to
probably
let
to
go.
kill the narrator or
No
something.
longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Nice. Yeah, I would love a 1440p monitor, but not necessarily
Stanley
at the
felt the
moment.
cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Right.
And Stanley was happy.
No, don't put me back at the beginning. I'm starting to realize something. What's up, Nalakuntla Harsha? How are you? I'm starting to realize something. I think it's like 1981, The Truman Show, if Matt Berry got involved. Yeah, man, it's exactly what it's like. Just recently saw you. All right, okay. Hello, bro. Yes, I'm alive again. Many would say, unfortunately, but here we all are now, all the lads. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna do, I guess,
All of
things
his
wrongly.
co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
That's different. Oh, Stanley's office. This is my office here. Alright, I fully expected him to say the same things again this time. But he didn't. It's devious, very devious. It reminds me of Portal without the portals.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is there any... Oh... Yeah, let's just go again this way. We're screwing it up.
This
I know.
was
We're gonna
not the
see...
correct way to the meeting room, and
Yeah.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I did.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
did.
lounge first, just
Beautiful
to
place.
admire it.
Absolutely gorgeous. Watch this.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm?
Oh, it's brilliant.
No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker.
Plainest room you've ever seen in your life.
But
anyway,
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
could be a little... The narrator definitely changed. Now, so... Was it the first time I went this way? The minute I go through here, the door was shut behind me. Or... I haven't been
And so
up.
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope. Right, let's see what he says. Ooh.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Can you spell this, Anna? How are you? I'm doing...
Let's see, we went down,
Knee
right,
PCM
left,
company.
down, left, right...
I don't know. What do you want me to
Yep,
spell?
okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, brilliant.
No,
oh, right, okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
Oh, man.
Okay, from the top.
Alright, I'm up for options. If you want to let me know what you think I should
All
do,
of his
you let me know.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Now he's saying the
Stanley
same
decided
things.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know, Duke. I know, man. Wait. No. Alright, there's no point in any of that. We're just gonna go to the left again. Oh, wait. No. They're shut.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Lovely. Right. So it doesn't want me obviously in there. This one. What's this? Okay. Alright, we're going in here. It's opened up, guys, I think, a little bit. Why are they blocked? What's the point in that? Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Inner guilt. Brilliant. Alright.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Oh, no.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Oh, no.
But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
He did it. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Unreal.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, dear. Right. Oh, great.
Okay, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
sweetie.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. For playing that game, Dev was sitting with you, beat the hell out of him. I'm just gonna let it. Username access. Username, is it? Do I need to know that for some reason? I was able to turn it off. This is me. This is my. This is what? This is my office. Sorry, this should be my office 427.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No,
Yeah,
wait.
man,
Never
absolutely.
mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Unreal, unreal.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Second time I've
I
won.
know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Nope.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, we go again. We go again. I suggest you to play Home Alone story.
All right,
Home
I've
Alone
got a
story.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help
that what it's called?
of the
Home
Stanley
Alone
Parable
story.
Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Not finding it there immediately, so maybe it's called something else. Oh, hold on, wait. The Stanley Parable Adventure. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, we know where we're going now. Awesome. Not that. Then tell me what it is, and I will search for it. 4B4? 4B5? Uh-oh. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. I do have Steam.
You see,
This is a
the
Steam
line
game.
knows where the story is.
What's with the
It's
numbers?
over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via
have
the
to-
very manifestation
you
of
have to
the
be able to
nature of
take a
life
head
itself?
wrecking.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
Little bit.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Duke, I'll check for it later, alright? Yeah, I turned it down a bit. It's a bit loud. We'll turn it back. The cake is a lie. What cake? That music is absolutely set to wreck your head. It's set at ridiculous levels, obviously.
Cut the music, go back, and look at that fern. Stanley, This fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Unbelievable. Right, studying it carefully. Gotcha. Moving on.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Oh my
You
god.
do know we're looking for the Stanley parable.
Oh,
right?
was it? Well, that would
Story?
make
Is any of this ringing a
that
bell?
would make sense. This definitely reminds me. That's the first game it would remind me of. Only, at least I knew what I had to do there. Solve puzzles. There's nothing to solve here at the moment.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Hello, Sean. How you doing, buddy? Restart. Right. Okay, moving on.
You know
Same.
what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
104 was fired. Okay. This is, yeah, okay, I'm back. Wait a second. This is the only... Is that the only door that opened? It is the only door that is... Oh no, here we go. Okay. 104.
Ah, yes, this is
Yes,
exciting.
yes.
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Oh
What do you want
god.
our story
I
to
fear
be?
this game is going to
Go
have me do
wild.
whatever the hell it
Use
wants
your
me to
imagination.
do. As you can see.
Whatever it might be, Stanley.
As you can see.
I'm ready for it.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Get
How
rickrolled all the
important we
time,
mustn't
man. It's
squander the
ridiculous.
opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere,
Let him talk.
the
1
place
second.
where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
I wouldn't worry about it too much,
Stanley,
Duke.
our
It is
destiny
confusing, but don't let it
awaits.
bother you because there's no point. There's no point. Oh man. See? The confusion ending. Oh, we've got an ending.
Hold up, what's this?
Deviate from maintenance room.
Confusion ending.
Oh man,
You're
look at
telling
this.
me That's what this is?
Oh
It's all
my
one
god.
giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times?
After a long time, Stanley dies. Brilliant, brilliant.
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Ooh, it's different. There may be loud noises. That might happen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
My God. Oh my God.
When
Left.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
New starting point was interesting there for a second, Duke, and then we're back. Should be up. Oh, hold on. There we go. Tell me if that's okay. It should be okay, I would imagine. Anyway, I need to turn it down in my own head. There you go.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Love this.
Feeling a wave
Love
of
it.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I want to go down, but I feel like not deviating either. You know, what has he got planned for me this time? If I go down, I don't know what's down there. We're going straight to the office. Oh, it's
Here's
already
the door.
open.
Just go.
Just go. You doke? It's okay, okay. Cool, cool. If you want it louder, let me know. No problem. I suppose it's better to have it louder and we can deal with the loud sounds when they come. Right, that didn't happen before, I don't think.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I never did go through there. It says you'll end up dying at the end of that corridor. So, like, I mean, will that just put me back in the beginning again, which I don't really want to do. We can turn our device voice high. Ah, right.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Barely. He barely had the strength to find out.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Yes, hello, Sean.
And
How are you?
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored
You have
in this
a mic?
place
No.
where freedom meant nothing.
Do you have a mic or you don't have a mic? I don't know what you mean.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's
Where is it?
control all this
104
time? Was this
is
the only
fired.
reason he was happy with
And
his boring
601
job? That
is
his
fired, I think.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What do you need a
No.
mic for, Sean?
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
Oh, you
someone
pirate.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Sean, I'm not joining a party. Why are you trying to start a party? I'm playing a game, buddy. I'm not joining a party with you. I'm
Was the
streaming
proof,
at the moment.
The heart of the operation.
You gotta stop sending me party
Controls
invites, buddy.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Right, whatever
For
you think,
he
chat.
would
Off,
dismantle
on.
the controls
Makes no difference. I don't
once
think it makes very
and
much of a
for
difference.
all.
We've done both of them before. So we'll go off. We go off, we'll go off.
darkness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Here again, isn't it?
Was it over?
Oh my god, we've got to go through this again.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I have to let my dog out. Right. We're here again.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
We've
his
won
skin.
again, maybe.
The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
It's great for cleaning your monitors a white screen like that. Okie doke. Alright, well, we're back in the same office again. The original office.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
It's brightly lit, isn't it?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
R.I.P. Franz. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Right, we'll go into the broom closet again when we see it. Brilliant. Paper synergizing guy. Alrighty. Oh.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please,
all right, okay.
Take your time.
No. I know you'll just leave me there. Right, we're gonna go down.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
That's not possible, is
All
it?
of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made
it's
any
not possible.
logical sense.
Oh man,
And as Stanley
unreal.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked up? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
Brilliant.
I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
He's gonna wake up in his office, isn't he?
And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Brilliant.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
No idea. Not a clue. Anything to do with time here? 20 past 11. Oh. No. It asks you to input the time at the beginning of the game. The
All of
current
his co-workers were gone.
local
What could it
time.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh,
Brilliant.
new content? What does that mean, new content?
Alrighty.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Just what we're playing right now.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yes.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
This has several endings, I believe. Like actual endings. I don't know if I've actually experienced an ending yet.
Initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
It is fairly tedious, to be honest.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Brilliant. Oh my god. I can't jump. There you go, that's it. That was it. That was worth it, I guess.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Jump circle.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Oh, man.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an
Vito.
easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship.
Playing a funny
that's gone
game
into
today,
it.
Vito.
In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says Test achievement, please ignore. What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me.
No,
why don't
not
we
scary.
just reset
Not
the
scary.
game,
No.
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
It's just a little
frills,
crazy,
no
but
gimmicks.
it's funny. It's
Just you
it's
and
not
me
a
having
horror
great
game
time
at
together,
all.
like always.
Does
What
look
do
like
you
one
say,
though.
friend?
We're gonna be back again. Oh no, something different again. Oh, lovely.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's
look at
developers
it.
won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Thanks for hanging
You see,
out,
Stanley,
Carlin.
Doesn't the Memory Zone remind
I'm
you of
definitely
how
going to end this stream
wonderful
very
Stanley
soon
Parable
because there's
was
only so much
before
of
it was
this
solid with
you
a
can take
cheap
in one go.
re-release? Remember back in October
The Last of
of
Us.
2013 when the
See
game
it?
originally
Brilliant.
launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Why is the time wrong? It doesn't make any sense. Sorry. Okay. Right. Okay. Don't forget, man. They're big on their release date, release year. Okay. Bits of music.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
That's actually
The Stanley
GameSpot's
Parable
website.
is both a
Brilliant.
richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Steam reviews.
Oh,
Nice.
No. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
That's so true.
There was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip
So
button
strange.
we shall have.
Oh.
And here it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy rumination. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable.
10 past 2.
Stanley,
Oh,
please
20
don't
minutes.
push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting
door.
longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of the... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh my God, it's
my
like Black
goodness.
Mirror.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is...
Oh, oh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth.
There it is.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh wow, that's like it's gone centuries in the future or something, is it? And it goes longer every time, so. Weird. I mean, strange. Intriguing, but. No, it's one of these situations that's gonna let you walk forever, isn't it? In any direction. Oh. Push it again. Nope. Ooh.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling away from
should I have gone to the new car?
Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Enemy a bit hayward in the head. Oh my god, look at the panda. Business strategy. Try this. Just going and going and going, isn't it? In the game again? Are you kidding me? No way. Brilliant. It's the same blue. Oh my god, is the panda there? Yep. I am the most expensive boss.
Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
It's like sort of mostly game and then just sort of reminiscent of the previous game, which is this game essentially as well, I guess. Right, yeah, it's just like a memory war zone. Alrighty. this is kind of awesome in itself. Just explaining everything, but it's hard to take it all in one go, you know. Oh.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
Ah, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, my eyes are going blind staring at that anymore. How long was that stream? An hour and 43 minutes. Felt a little longer, to be honest. Enjoyable game, but no direction at all, and you just gotta play and do what it does. Shipra, how are you doing? You're very welcome. I'm gonna end the stream very, very soon, but thank you indeed for watching. Shipra, if you're not subscribed, do indeed subscribe, and you'll get more videos like this very, very soon.